Hey, what's up boys and girls, Nick aka Falky, and in this State of Decay episode, we'll be discussing and going over how you can survive and kill zombies like a pro. Okay, so my first tip is to grab a car and kill zombies with it. GG, the end. Thanks for watching all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Nah, I'm only kidding. Even though the cars are virtually game breaking, there are plenty of things you'll need to do to survive in a state of decay. So I'll be splitting this video into 3 sections, and the timestamps will be in the descriptions if you wish to skip a section. Section 1 will be general zombie fighting and survival tips. Section 2 will be how to take on the big bad zombies, aka the freaks. And section 3 will be showing you how to take on hordes and infestations. Let's start with section 1. Okay, so before we get cracking on to the main tips for combat and how to survive, let's quickly go over who to choose and what weapons to choose for when you do want to go out. Say if you need to go out and do a hunting mission, or you know you need to fight zombies such as an infestation or something like that. So let's delve into the characters for the first bit. So when choosing a character, you preferably want someone with a high fighting skill. Marcus here is fully kitted out in all the stars. So a high fighting skill. Shooting skill shouldn't really matter because majority of the time you'll be using melee weapons. Now powerhouse is an awesome trait for fighting. It means you can use heavy weapons a lot more effectively, and you can hit multiple zombies normally. You get skills like this, special counterattacks to nearby enemies and stuff like that. So bear that in mind. And in regards to other people's weapon specialisation, I normally like going with a blunt specialisation, such as Ed here. He has a blunt specialisation, so he uses weapons like crowbars and baseball bats and stuff like that. I just find that more effective for knocking zombies down. There's another specialisation called edged, I think, and using edged weapons. Let's see if anybody's got edged weapons. Yeah, Mayo Torres has edged weapons. That just means you cut zombies' limbs off easier and stuff like that. But I always favour blunt weapons because you can knock zombies down. And that just stuns them and makes it easier to get an instant kill on them. So always do blunt weapons or heavy weapons if they're a powerhouse. Okay, now we've got the skills out of the way. So quick summary of the skills. You want someone either with powerhouse and heavy weapon specialisation, or someone with blunt weapons specialisation. I won't go around to shooting. That's more of an advanced skill, and this tutorial is basically just for basics and stuff like that, just to get you gripped with how to survive. If you want me to do a dedicated shooting video and how to do advanced tactics, that sort of stuff, then let me know. But okay, let's go and check out our inventory and see what you should take when you go out. So when deciding obviously what weapons you choose and inventory stuff to take, always bear in mind your specialisation. So because Marcus is a powerhouse and specialises in heavy weapons, he has the heavy weapon axe or anything like that, such as I think there's yeah, like the hoe and stuff like that. But I like the axes. As mentioned in the previous episode, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below and a card up top. Always choose a gun that has a silencer on, so always be sure it has a silencer when you do decide you want to use your gun. And the make of the gun is up to you really. I tend to favour rifles and pistols. Pistols more as they are lighter, there's more ammo available for them, and they're easier to use and handle. I always take one gun, one stack of ammo, one melee weapon, and then the rest is optional, but I tend to keep the rest of the bag space free for when I pick up loot for the base. And the other slots I take are painkillers, a full stack of them, and a full stack of snacks. Okay, now once you've sorted out your bag space, then you're pretty much set to go. So you choose your character, make sure you've got enough bag space, and you have a melee weapon and a gun ready for when you go into combat. Now that's out of the way, let's crack on with the general tips of how to kill zombies like a pro and survive. Number 1. If you can, always try to avoid combat at all costs. Fighting Zeds at the end of the day just depletes your snacks, meds, ammo and durability of weapons. So if you see a group of zombies, try to sneak around them by using bushes to hide, and using the crouch function to remain silent. Number 2. If you can, always try to use your melee weapon before switching to guns. Melee weapons are silent or durable, hit multiple zombies depending on your character build, and are more readily available than guns are. Also, they don't require as much ammo, so the efficiency is a lot higher than compared to using guns. Number 3. Sometimes when you're out in the world, you'll get cornered and you will need to use your guns. Especially when freaks come around to you, you'll be needing that gun you chose at the start. If possible though, always conserve ammo and use your gun as a last resort. Number 4. Always take a car with you. If you use a car correctly, it won't take any damage and you can go for days just mowing down zombies. As well as a zombie killing machine, they are fast ways to get around and the trunk space is great for when scavenging for loot. To use a car correctly, either kill zombies with a door or reversing. Number 5. When going into combat, always be sure to use your character's finisher when zombies are crouching or on the floor. This will always be an instant kill and works wonders on freaks too. Finally, number 6. Always use the environment to your advantage. Funnel Zeds down a narrow street or a bridge and Molotov / run them over. Jump over walls and fences to get away and kill zombies one by one. Just be aware of your surroundings and try to use them to the best of your abilities. Now that you have a better understanding of how to kill normal Zeds and survive a little easier, let's crack on with how you can kill the freaks of State of Decay. So let's begin with one of the simpler freaks to kill, the army and SWAT zombie. All you have to do for these is kill them with a melee weapon, as guns and bullets will not work. Now when it comes to bloater zombies, you need to kill these freaks at a distance preferably, as that if you get too close they will explode, so you can't really use a car either. So try and get a nice safe shot from distance. Killing the screamer is pretty simple. All you have to do is stay away from them so they don't scream near you and attract zombies, and you just shoot them in the head. Just be sure not to get too close or otherwise they will scream and stun you, and that is not good. Now on to one of the more tougher zombies, the ferals. Preferably with these you want to kill them with a car, as the easiest and best way to do it without hurting yourself. So you want to draw them out in the open and then run them over. Now if for some reason you find yourself against a feral and you don't have a car to hand, the best way to kill them is either to grab a rifle and get a nice headshot in to start off with. But if you can't do that, and if they get too close, then make sure you keep up light attacks and keep them stunned for as long as possible until they go down to the floor. Then once they're down on the floor, you can finish them off and killing them. Last but not least is the Juggernaut. Now this freak is perhaps the most toughest in the game to kill, and it has tons of health and it can easily one or two shot you. I'm going to show you 2 ways to kill him. The easiest way is the car, and I'll show you how to do that first. To kill him with a car you need a car with decent power, so any car really apart from the 2-door pickup will do. Get a bit of distance and reverse into him. Go forwards again, get some distance and reverse into him again. If you're lucky it will only take you 2 times, but this time for me I had to do it 3 times until the car went completely over him. Now I'll show you how to kill the Juggernaut without a car. If you know you're facing up against Juggernaut, then be sure to prepare and take a stack of Molotovs and a decent gun at the minimum. When you're facing the Juggernaut you want to keep your distance and not get too close. So first clear the area and make sure no zombies interfere with your battle. Then you can set up mines if you wish. When you're ready, start off by getting a headshot in and then launching a few Molotovs at him. Then again, fire a few shots at his head. You always want to keep the damage up so it stuns him and it doesn't get the chance to charge you. If he does charge you, then wait until the very last second and roll out the way. If you're against a wall or something and he charges you, he will stun himself and you can get a few melee shots in, but always move away from him if you get the chance. The key with the Juggernaut is to sustain the damage and burst him down before he gets the chance to charge you. Okay, now hordes are pretty simple to kill, or you can either just run over them with a car, or sneak behind them with a silenced weapon and just pick them off one by one. If you do alert them, then use the environment to your advantage and funnel them around bridges, over walls, and just keep your distance pretty much. Use Molotovs. Pretty simple really. Okay, now when it comes to infestations, they're all a bit tougher than hordes because you'll tend to find them more in buildings. Now what you want to do with infestations is you want to either grab a car or grab some firecrackers or anything to distract zombies out of the building. You want to pull them out of the building so you can face them in open area and you can keep away from the screamers. And once you pull them out of the building eventually, either using your horn on your car or firecrackers, and just pick them off one by one with either your gun or a melee weapon. And just be sure to keep away from the screamers, and as I mentioned in how to kill the screamer clip a few clips ago, make sure you stay away from the screamers and shoot them in the head. And then that's pretty much it. You'll have a few stragglers in the building normally and just go in and pick them off, but that's it for infestations. Now I'm going to let the rest of this clip play so you can see how I personally clear an infestation.
Our people are in trouble. They need you to bail them out of a jam.
So that's it folks in regards to survival and killing zombies in State of Decay. Hopefully by the end of this video you should now have the knowledge to be a zombie killing machine. If you have any questions or would like me to explain something a bit more in depth for you, then leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to help. In the next State of Decay episode we'll be discussing character builds and who's the best to choose in both Breakdown and the vanilla game. Also, as a side video to this series, I'll be creating a video describing and showing you each different zombie in the game. Anyways folks, enough from me, thanks for watching, happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one.